Hey guys, I want to go over how to do pelvic floor exercises with gravity assisted, gravity eliminated, and then actually working the pelvic floor against gravity. So the first way to do this is I'm going to lay on my back and I'm going to get a pillow or two at home, and I would fold this up and put it underneath my pelvis. Now what this is going to do is it's going to put me in a bridge-like position where if this is my head and this is my waist, gravity is going to be pulling those pelvic floor muscles towards the ground. This is really great to do if the backside of our pelvic floor is more weak. So if we're thinking that we might want to decrease risk for rectocele, or if we had a vaginal tear, or if we're just not really feeling our pelvic floor move as well in a contracted or relaxed state, this is a really good position to start with because gravity is going to be helping move the organs out of the way and help that tissue move. So you would start with this exercise laying on your back. And you're going to put your pillow underneath your butt. So as you do this, I want you to blow out and squeeze the butt to lift. All right, so this is going to prop my pelvis up a little bit into that bridge position, and I might do another pillow just to give me a little bit more if I'm wanting to feel it. So while laying here, I'm going to breathe into my lower abdomen, into my pubic bone, or into my labial tissue. As I blow out, I'm going to pick up that blueberry with my vagina, or act like I'm sucking a smoothie through a straw down there. Breathe in, let everything relax. Blow out. Pick up that blueberry. Breathe in and relax. Pick up that blueberry or suck a smoothie through a straw down there. And again, this one's really great because everything's shifting down into the abdominal cavity and you're getting gravity assisted here. With this too, you might feel a lower abdominal contraction while you pick up that blueberry, and that's all fine and dandy if that happens because they co-contract, so it's all good. What we want though is really focusing that we're not using our butt too much and we're really focusing just on that pelvic floor. Really think isolation inside the pelvis. If you get a little, again, over contraction in that lower abdomen, all's good in the hood. All right, let's do a round of this now without the pillow. So now this would be doing it with no gravity. So you're gonna lay here and we're gonna breathe in and picking up that blueberry, sucking a smoothie through a straw down there. And again, breathe in. Good. Now if I wanted to make it a little bit harder, I would go into a seated position. So now this would be where I would want to progress into, but if this feels more challenging to do this seated, then I may start or begin a majority of my exercises in the laying down or laying down hips propped up. But sitting, and if I started to feel more like pelvic pressure in my vaginal area, I would definitely want to go into those two positions to see if that decreases it at all. So laying here, you would do the seated blueberries or seated Kegels, and you're gonna sit and think picking up a blueberry with my vagina or sucking a smoothie through a straw. So I'll breathe in, relax everything, blow out, picking up that blueberry. Breathe in and out, blueberries and smoothies. Breathe in and relax, and out, pick it up. And again, I'm focusing just on that pelvic floor, just on the vaginal opening. However, if I feel a lower abdominal contraction here, we're all good. And again, breathe in and out. And one more time. Now, this again happened to me when I was feeding my baby, but I myself had a little bit of bladder prolapse, and it felt really good for me to actually lean forward while feeding my baby or not feeding baby and leaning into actually picking up the blueberries. So you can lean forward and put your, forearms or elbows on your knees, and you can pick up blueberries here. So go ahead and breathe in and relax. Blow out, pick up that blueberry and relax as you breathe in. Picking up blueberries, sucking smoothies, and breathe in and relax. more time. And another way you can think of this as you move through your different blueberries is you can think of connecting different parts of your pelvic floor. So as I'm picking blueberries in all these different positions, I can think of connecting the left and right sides to meeting in the middle. I can do a blueberry and pick up and thinking of meeting front to back in the middle. I can think of meeting all four corners in the center there. So you're gonna find that different parts of the pelvic floor are going to feel stronger when you're doing the blueberries, whether you're trying to connect left to right, front to back, all four corners together, or if you're just simply thinking of picking up blueberries. So give them all a try. See where you feel it a little bit different, where you might feel a little bit more weak or more like a little flutter. Make sure that you can pick up and put it back down. The put down will always take double the time, guys. So if you're contracting for 2 seconds, picking up and holding for 2 seconds, make sure you're putting it down for a minimum of 4 to 5 seconds. Same go for our 10-second holds. If we're gonna be picking up and holding them for a longer period of time, like 10 seconds, put it down, relax in between each contraction for a minimum of 20 seconds. It's just how the tissue works. It takes double the time to get those muscles back down into their full range of motion. So picking up the blueberry, putting it back down. Give that a try and let me know if you have any questions.